Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. This is Mr. Shakespeare here with you again on the 9th of February 2023. I'm here with remote viewer, psychic medium, and balloon expert, Liz Cross. How are you doing today, Liz?
Yeah, right. Balloon expert. Yeah, I know nothing about this balloon. And I've stayed away from it purposefully because everybody wants to know about it. So there you go. Obviously, some of these questions that were posed on the Patreon, we'll have to take those off air. Mr. Shakespeare will type those out on the Discord for you all. But take it away, Mr. Shakespeare. Up, and away.
Okay. Right, so I'm going to read some of these questions out from the Patreon that have been given to us. So, right, okay, what was its mission?
To gather information.
What kind of information?
Any sort of data they came across. Were you asking like what were you weather related? What else? What else were you looking into? Landmass measurements, things like that.
Okay. Why doesn't it just use Google Earth like the rest of us?
Why don't you just use Google? Oh, because they don't trust it.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. Well, why don't you use your satellites? I mean, this is a Chinese balloon. Chinese have satellites. Americans have. Why don't you just use satellites? This is a very low-tech thing, you know? So, all right. Okay. All right. I can't believe I'm asking some of these questions, but here we go. Are they planning? Is it part of an attack? Part of an attack on the US?
Oh, is it part of an attack on the US? Partially, yes.
Okay. Is that what, by one balloon?
No.
Okay.
By the information that they're gathering.
All right. Are they trying to shut down the US electronically by any form of EMP attack? Electromagnetic pulse, I think it's called EMP.
US electronically by any sort of EMP. No.
Okay.
No, they're just gathering information.
Okay. How come the balloon managed to get all the way over to America before it was discovered? Or was it only made public? Was the information only made public because it was seen? Otherwise, it would have just been ignored.
Yes. They send a lot of balloons out, you know, all over the world.
Right. Did the balloon happen to be, or was the balloon happening to be flying off course? I mean, why was it flying over Montana, for example? Because that's where the some nuclear weapons are located.
So why were you flying off course? Were you flying off course? Yes, it was way off course. Way off course.
All right, so it was not meant to be over Montana.
Montana? No.
Okay. How many other balloons were sent at the same time over the US?
Only this one.
What was the origination of the balloon? Where did it take off from?
Well, it's given me some sort of city name, and I don't know this area. Was it from mainland China? Yes, it was from mainland China.
Okay. Will this lead to any kind of serious escalation between China and the US in the shorter term?
Yes, it is. Actually, it already has. I feel like the U.S. are in a real stir over this. And the foreign affairs, they're on to China about what are you trying to do? Why do you want our information? It's already happening. Whether it will be a public escalation, probably not.
Okay, but I mean, China spies on everybody. America spies on everybody. Right? I mean, everybody spies on everybody. They've got satellites that do all this. So why such a low-tech device?
Well, they do lots of information gathering at all sorts of different levels. Now, for them, they're saying because it's a lower, it's lower down, there's more opportunity to collect specific information. Satellite images can be grainy. Satellite images are not always accurate. So they like to collect data and information in various forms.
Who controlled the route of the balloon?
That's a good question. Who controlled the route? Nobody, because it was out of control. It completely got run away. It's a runaway balloon.
So it's a rogue balloon, is it?
Yes.
Okay. Are there other balloons scheduled to fly anytime soon?
They fly them all the time. Are there any other balloons scheduled to fly over the U.S. anytime soon? No, not now. No, because the cover's been blown, right? So, no.
See, I have a theory that this was only made public after the public discovered it. I think otherwise nobody would have mentioned it at all. But
is it only made public?
That's my theory.
Discovered it? Yes, because that's correct. Because these types of incidents instill fear in a lot of people, and fear is
right. But why did the government then make such a big U.S. government make such a big hoo-ha about it, knowing that it would then install fear? Was that part of a plan, a separate plan?
Ooh, why did the U.S. government make such a big deal over it? Well, they wanted to quash the fear, right? So we can't be seen as weak. We have to react. If it wasn't made public, they wouldn't have thought anything really of it. It just would have been shot down and up.
Exactly. I think that's right. It's because the public discovered it. That's why.
Yeah. So exactly. And because it was made public, they now have to show a forceful reaction to it, an outrage, right? Just to calm the fears of its citizens. It's a show of force. We won't take this. Otherwise, if nobody knew about it but the military, it would just be a phone call to, China. What are you doing?
Right. Okay. Well, apparently it cost the U.S. government, or the taxpayer, should I say, about $100 million to shoot this balloon down, and the weapons they had to put up there, or some ridiculous amount of money or something. Anyway.
How big was it that big?
Apparently, no, it's just that, I don't know. There was, I was reading something on one of the channels, somewhat, not on Discord, and they were saying that what they had to put up to actually shoot it down was way in excess of, I don't know. The figure of 100 million was quoted. I don't know if that's real. I don't.
Let's ask. Did it cost $100 million to shoot down this balloon? Ooh, close to it.
Ooh.
Why so much money? Because they had to get all these people in place, tracking, manpower. There was a lot to it, military personnel ready to receive it, to dig it up, to isolate it, to study it. Yeah, all of that.
Okay. Wow. That is
a waste of money.
Whoa, I didn't say that. I did not say that. Okay. Any more questions that we can actually read out here?
Not on here, unfortunately. We will take those over to Discord.
Well, I have one more question actually.
Okay.
Well, two actually. So just to clarify, was the Chinese government really behind the balloon? If not, who was behind it? So was it a Chinese government sanctioned event?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
it was.
Okay.
We never know. It could be. That was a good question because it could have been a private company trying to gather data. It could be, there's lots of contract companies that work on behalf of the military, that work on behalf of government. So that was actually a good question. They gather information. We've all heard about private contract workers in Afghanistan and in the Middle East.
Okay, so the last question is, in 1983, the German band Nena released a song, Nine Luftballon, which is 99 red balloons, and the English translation of it is nowhere near as good as for the meaning in German. Does this balloon know if there will be another song, if there will be a song made about it?
That's funny. So tell me, the origin of the 99 red balloons, what was that talking about? So was that about a military exercise?
Well, I think originally, from what I remember, it was a protest, but the English translation didn't really convey. I was just reading about this the other day as well. Again, I think yes, there was something to do with trying to not destabilize, but shoving up these balloons as something to do with nuclear deterrence or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was a protest song done by this German group called Nena, the lead singer. I think she was called Nena. But then they had an English version out of it, and they completely ruined the meaning of it. They didn't translate it properly from German, and even to this day, the German version of that song is much better. Anyway.
Wow. I was
just wondering whether, there's going to be, I was just wondering whether there was going to be a remake, not necessarily a remake of that song, but would somebody come out, would it be a country and western song about all the balloons? I don't know. I was just asking the question. Yeah.
Well, that was funny. Is there going to be another song made about you? No, this story is going to be dead and buried really soon. They don't want this information.
That's what I was getting to. In other words, it's yeah, okay.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be called 99 red
I know,
balloons.
but that was the only balloon reference I could think of in the short time. As you sprung this one on me.
It would be the one lone Chinese balloon flying. Oh God. All right, I'm going to stop this one here.